Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. Hey, yo, what's going on? So, lots of cool stuff happened today. One of them being I went and saw Chris D'Elia, the comedian, with my uncle and my cousin. That was a very good time. And I actually have some insight on that I want to share. Kind of some shit that I wish, I keep thinking about what I would want the people that I look up to share when they first started. So I'm going to share some of that. And then it's currently, it's late as shit. It's 11:51 p.m. I've decided I'm not going to set an alarm tomorrow, and if that means I wake up late and I don't get time to work on my own stuff tomorrow, then so be it. I'm exhausted. So, yeah, there's that. So I went and saw Chris D'Elia. Very cool, very funny. There was a couple comedians that came on before him. I can't remember their names. One guy was Denny. There's another guy, I can't remember his name. But they came on stage, and that Denny guy, who's the second guy, was very funny. I enjoyed it. First guy was also funny. He was very short. Chris came on, and I think he did like 2 hours. It was also really good. And all in all, it was such a great night. We went to Tucano's. It was good food. Went to the show. It was great. Really cool experience, actually, at the very end. Some guy gave us VIP tickets to go meet Chris, so I'll talk about that in just a sec. But so I swiped out on my phone, and it cut off the voice record. Why does it do that shit? Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. I don't understand. Anyway, so I don't want this to come across any other type of way than just simply, where my head is at. Because I had a great time tonight, and I laughed very hard, and it was so fun to just let loose and just... my phone was off. My watch was on movie mode. Matter of fact, it still is. I could take that off. And I could feel my watch going off. I didn't look at it once. And nothing happened. I didn't get any texts from work or anybody. Lexi didn't text me during this time, which is not a good thing or a bad thing. Mom didn't text me. I didn't get any texts from Mina or Dawson or Trey or Brian. Nothing. I didn't. Only things like how were like real estate emails and shit like that. So I felt my phone going, or my watch going off, or my phone, whatever. And I just didn't look once. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make, is that it kept going off, but I didn't look. But when I did look, it was nothing important at all. Like, nobody texted me. Nobody said anything, at least during the show. So before and after, different, but during the show. So point I'm trying to make, I feel like this sounds horrible. Point I'm trying to make is that my phone was going off in the thing. Didn't look at it once. Didn't even want to look. Didn't even want to consider who or what the problem might be that I have to solve. I don't know. So it was great, and I laughed very hard. It was very hot in some bitch, but it was all good. So here's the other thing. So it was a good time, and I would do it again. But truthfully speaking, when I think about what went into getting tickets, what I, quote, sacrificed to do this thing, the time it took away, and what I'd rather be doing, when I consider all of those things together, it just is not worth it for me to do these things. Because for me, truthfully, I caught myself a handful of times thinking about work. And it's just because I fucking love what I'm doing and what I'm building, and it is so enjoyable and fun for me to do. And so I caught myself multiple times in the show where I don't even remember the last, 5 minutes of the show, because I'm sitting here thinking about how I can, correctly calculate lifetime value of all clients depending on their active status, and then depending on how many times they've overlapped a payment date, and then count that, but don't count it if the plan is not current. So if it's in the future, or if it's old, or if it whatever, don't count it. So I need logic for that. And I just was thinking about it, and yeah, I don't know. I just where my head's at, and I just was like, I'm not. So when I was watching the show, I think maybe it was just during like the non-funny parts, if I'm being completely honest, or the not as funny parts. The whole thing was very funny. But I'm sitting there, I'm having a good time, and I want to say that it was great. I had a good time. I would do it again. But I sat there and I'm like, first of all, this costs like $80, which is fine. This is kinda. I mean, a small reason why I am not in California right now supporting Lexi and her run. I mean, my friend's wedding is tomorrow, and I want to support my boy. He was a great friend. Is a great friend, and I want to go support that. So, but even though that's not the whole reason why I didn't go to Disney or to California to support Lexi in her half marathon, part of me feels almost guilty that I did this because I don't know. Maybe I would have. I don't know. I think what I'm trying to get at is that I had a great time tonight, but would I have rather have, for example, stayed here on my laptop and just continue working on something that I'm gonna launch soon? And I think the answer is, I think so. I think I would have. And the thing that I think the most about during times like this is hearing, for example, Alex Hormozi talk about how he went on vacation. He had this beautiful backdrop and it was great, sunset, whatever, it was beautiful. And then he says, and I don't care. That's just how I feel. Like I had a great time. I laughed my ass off, great memories with my family. Also, don't give a shit. Like, it sounds horrible, but I don't know. I almost feel like out of place when I'm in public because I'm just, I don't know what the fuck is going on in public. I don't know what people are into. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the trends. I don't know what restaurants are. I don't know any of that shit. I don't know what the fuck to wear. I've been wearing the same shit since high school, Just wear a t-shirt and shorts. Maybe the shorts have gotten shorter. Maybe the shirts have loosened up a little bit. I've been wearing the same type of shoes, just Vans or a Nike, an athletic shoe. That's it. And so, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not the most confident in my appearance, but I'm just out there in public. I don't know. I just feel like I'm much better mentally than I am physically with things. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. But yeah, I did have a great time. I would absolutely do it again. We laughed very hard. I just want to be careful saying this just in case somehow this fucks me over. They tell you not to record, get in trouble during the show. I absolutely recorded the entire show on voice memos, so I'm not going to put that anywhere ever. It's for my listening only because I just wanted to have this memory. It seems like when I tie in a memory with audio, I just can remember exactly what I was doing, where I was at, and just like literally what I was looking at when I hear the audio. I'll be listening to a podcast, and then I'll listen to the same part an hour later to rewind or catch up. I don't know. And I just know immediately where I was when I first listened to it. And that happens all the time. Like there's certain times I'll listen to an old Chris D'Elia podcast, and it takes me back to when I was in Colorado, when I was in the gated community right off of, I can't remember the name of the street, God damn it. But it just takes me back there immediately. It's crazy. Just the audible, sensory, memory, psychological shit. Hopefully you guys can't hear the air. I've got a little fan that's blowing air at me. But anyway, so the show was great. I just was like, I'd almost rather just not. It has nothing to do with who I went or the show itself. It was just like, I'm not working on the thing that I want to work on. It brings me so much joy. I kind of just don't want to be here now. And it's not in a bad way. And I'm trying so hard to make that clear. Like, I had a great time and I would do it again. Anyway, so wrapping that part up for now, I guess. At the very end of the show, we sat there and we just talked for a sec because we were standing up. There's a shit ton of people and we were just waiting for the crowd to clear. And this guy walks up, hands me and my cousin 2 VIP wristbands. Says, hey, my wife and I got to bounce. These are a meet and greet. You can meet Chris. Just go backstage. They'll call you out. we just got to go though. And I was like, well, holy shit. And, you know, so I technically have already met Chris. It was at an airport. It's very short and sweet. I think I talked about that 2 episodes ago. And I just, maybe I'm bashful. I don't know. But I thought, what would I say? He would probably say something like, oh, thank you so much for, you know, coming to the show, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's cool that you got VIP. I don't know. In my head, it's like, well, I didn't. Somebody gave them to me. I didn't want to, not that I would say this, but I wouldn't, out loud, I should say. But no, I didn't want to come back here. Somebody just gave me these, so I feel obligated to, like, I'm not, you know. And then, sorry, I had to cut there for a sec. But yeah, I think I was talking about the VIP tickets or whatever. And, you know, I was just playing out in my head. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back there, say what's up. What am I going to say? You know, because I just think he's funny as fuck. He's a comedian. That's his job. That's probably what everybody says. I don't want to get into the whole spiel of like, hey, man, you got me into some dark time. I just don't want to go into all that because, like, I'm good. So I'd get the wristband, walk back there, say, what's up, man? I met you at the airport. You don't remember because you see 500 people a day. All good. You're funny, and I appreciate all the stuff that you like. That, yeah, I also met him at the airport, and so that's not, you know, maybe I am being shy, but also it's just like it's going to take so much time, you know, because they got to wait for everybody else to leave. Then he's going to come out on stage and grab everybody, take them back, whatever. It's like I just don't want to deal with that, dude. I kind of would rather just go home. And so we did. So I went and found another guy. It was weird. I walked up to him and I was like, hey, man, weird question for you. I said, you have a date? And he says, yeah. And I said, cool. Well, you know, when she gets back, here's these VIP wristbands. Some guy just gave them to us. You can go backstage and meet Chris. You want to do that? And he was like, oh, yeah. And so he shook me and my cousin's hand. He's like, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Wow. And then we just walked off, and it was cool. So part of me feels like we got to pay it forward. You know, some guy gave it to us. We got that little jilt of holy shit, we get to go meet Chris. And then it was like, well, no disrespect to him, I just kind of don't want to. I'd rather go home right now. And then we were able to pass it along to somebody else who could have used it. You know, so I feel like that was a good thing for us to do. So. Yeah, so that was cool. And we left, drove home, and now here I am. Now, as far as work stuff goes, I can't remember if I talked about this. I think it was I think this happened today. So with Make, the automations, I figured out the main thing that I was trying so hard to nail and, you know, come up with a solution with or whatever. And finally figured it out. And there's a couple other things I just couldn't really get the hang of and couldn't figure out. And that was just, you know, to, like, literally it was to count the amount of times a specific word or text or select property or person, whatever, appears in a database, and then put that as a number. So if we have 5 rows, 2 of them say piff, then it should return 2, because if 2 of them say piff and the other 3 don't say piff, the piff count would be 2. And that's what I was trying to accomplish. And so I posted on the Make forums. Somebody responded, said, here's how you do it. Did you try this? Did you try this? And it's so funny because it's like they think I'm some pro, because they're like, oh, did you try using an array aggregator with a set variables module? And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck any of that is. Just give me the correct answer and I'll give you, you know, thumbs up and a heart emoji and points or whatever the fuck they use. And so, yeah, he or she, I think it was a dude, it just like it fucking matters. Like, his name was Silvachin or something. Anyway, so I plug in the formula, it works perfectly, and that's exciting as fuck, because that means the automations now can be done 100% from me in confidence that they do work, which is very exciting. So I figured that out. Also got a lot of stuff done with the financial side of things. So I'm revamping the financials tracker and the renewals and all that shit. And then as I was... Yeah, someone's breaking in. Also jamming music while they do it. remade a whole bunch of the financial stuff, made a whole bunch of graphs and charts and things like that, made everything nice. And yeah, I would get out of this voice memo and read the text verbatim, but there's a coach inside me and his team who has had shitty communication and has not let anybody know that he's been MIA. And so I've asked multiple times, hey dude, you have access to Notion? I know we're in the middle of a transition, just want to make sure, which is just a very, very, very subtle way, or very easy way of a subtle reminder of, hey, get your shit going, get back on track kind of thing. And I don't know, 3 or 4 times, just no response. So today I was like, hey, yo, do you have access to Notion? We've been having some troubles with transitioning. If you don't have access, let me know and we'll get you squared away. And he says, Bryson, with I think like 12 exclamation points. And he says, as I've said previously multiple times, I'm currently doing XYZ and have been unable to take care of Notion. Hope this helps. And then Mina chimed in and he was like, hey, this is shitty communication. We got to be better at that. We're having a mandatory team meeting tomorrow, or coach meeting tomorrow at 12, blah, blah, blah. And it was cool to just see Mina just be like, hey, no, we're not fucking doing this shit, And to be fair, not Mina, the other guy, I'm not going to say names, but was very like, no, I absolutely said multiple times, this is, It's like, no, you didn't. And you think I don't know, I don't want to get into that, but just some petty horse shit, bullshit. Oh, yeah, dude, I'm tired. This is definitely going to be uploaded tomorrow. It's 12:54 a.m. Yeah. So all in all, today was a great day. Got a lot of business stuff done. Got a lot of stuff done for the financials tracker and all that. Dude, my neighbors are awake right now. Or maybe I woke them up because I'm talking so close to the wall, being loud as shit. It is 1 a.m. Huh. Now I'm overthinking it. Also thought through a lot of things with the PTDO thing, with the onboarding tracker and the normal CLA student roster. I think I've come to the conclusion that I can absolutely just make one thing and then just manipulate all the data with filters and call it a day. So that project will be done. So anyway, that's it for today. Appreciate you guys listening. Normally this show actually would be uploaded in 1 hour because it's 12:55, but I'm gonna just upload it tomorrow. So, yep, that's it. Love you guys. Peace out.